Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Mixed reactions have continued to trail moves by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to reconcile with Governor Nyesom Wike and other aggrieved members of the party, following internal bickering greeting the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the party's presidential candidate and the subsequent nomination of Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa as Atiku's running mate. While some political commentators in the Niger Delta welcomed the reconciliation move as a step in the right direction, others have dismissed it as an exercise in futility.
Few weeks after its presidential primaries won by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on May 28, 2022, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) began to shop for Atiku's running mate with the setting up of a 19-member committee to choose a candidate that would add value to its presidential ticket. Although a majority of the committee members had chosen Governor Nyesom Wike as a preferred vice presidential candidate, the PDP finally settled for Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. This development may have deepened animosities within the fold of the PDP after Wike lost his bid to clinch the party's presidential ticket to a perceived conspiracy. In a fence-mending move, Atiku sent an emissary, Adamu Waziri, a former Minister of Police Affairs, to Wike in Turkey, where the River State governor had gone on vacation. However, the reconciliatory move was unsuccessful as Wike reportedly shunned Atiku's emissary in Turkey. On his return to Nigeria, Atiku had initiated a one-on-one meeting which Wike reportedly refused to honor. While Wike continues to reject overtures being made at him by Atiku and the PDP, he is said to be in talks with the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). Last week, 3 APC governors, Kayode Fayemi, Rotimi Akeredolu and Babajide Sanwo-Olu, held a meeting with the River State governor at his private residence in Port Harcourt. The APC governors were accompanied by former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, a PDP chieftain who, having rejected his party's nomination of a northern presidential candidate, has declared support for Bola Tinubu of the APC. Since Okowa's emergence as vice presidential candidate of the PDP, Wike has maintained a studied silence, which leaves many pondering on his next course of action. Ken Wike, a professor of politics and governance at the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, enjoins Wike to embrace his party's olive branch.
I see him as one of the foundational members of the PDP. He has made a lot of so much contributions to the party, and at this point, it's not time to quit, but to remain and confront further challenges in the future. After all, the party has candidates lined up for the general elections, and so not agreeing would also jeopardize the opportunities that the party may have coming in the coming election.
On the contrary, Festus Oguche, a Port Harcourt-based lawyer, maintains that the reconciliation initiated by the PDP is morally wrong.
A committee was set up to say, well, let's appoint a running mate for the presidential candidate. And he was chosen. Along the line, somebody else felt that maybe he's bigger than every other person, and he dropped him. If I'm in Wike's shoes, I will not budge with any reconciliation, because it's simply that the political party has denied him and they have rejected him. Who will take that? I personally will not take it. That type of betrayal, it belongs to the old brand of politics. These days, people go after candidates, not just for what they have, but for their worth and quality. And Wike has it all.
A former member of the House of Representatives, Ogbonna Nwuke, who is not averse to the PDP reconciliation initiative, says Atiku should be held responsible for going against the decision of the party's leadership on the choice of his running mate in the 2023 presidential election.
The buck will stop at the table of the presidential candidate. He and he alone will be president of Nigeria if he wins, and running issues behind the scene using, faces, setting up committees won't solve the problem. He created this problem. He should move forward into the ring and solve the problem.
When the PDP lost power to APC in 2015, The party was in disarray. Governor Wike rose to the occasion and built the party to function as a vibrant opposition party fully equipped to launch a return to power. In the build-up to the 2023 presidential election, not a few party members believe that Wike has been treated unfairly by the PDP. Based on this sentiment, Governor Wike's next course of action is now subject to many speculations. Will Wike dump the PDP or remain as a nominal member? Is Wike about to support the presidential candidate of another party? Dr. Edwin Jonathan, a lecturer in the law faculty of the Rivers State University, says whatever course of action he decides to take, Wike is justified.
If these people who now want to settle with Nyesom Wike, if they were in his shoes, receiving the kind of treatment they have just meted out to him, how would they respond? They should have known that Wike is a huge political capital. They should have known that. And so, whatever he decides to do with the grace God has given him, as far as the position of today is concerned, is his personal, and nobody should cry foul over it.
In its bid to retake power in 2023, the challenges confronting the PDP are twofold. Its ongoing reconciliation initiative appears to be a race against time, as the 2023 presidential election is underway in just a few months. Historically, Kano, Lagos and Rivers have been swing states for political parties contesting presidential elections in Nigeria. Right now, Kano and Lagos states are under the firm grip of the ruling APC, except for Rivers State, where Governor Wike calls the shots. It is the considered opinion of most political analysts that a possible loss in Rivers State will deal a heavy blow on the PDP in the forthcoming 2023 presidential elections.
Inside the Niger Delta,